Sorry I don't have a real flower pot for you, little guy, but we're glad to have you aboard. And welcome to your new home.
This thing looks unstable.
I see no world where this goes south.
When you think of video games, I can almost guarantee you I know one of the first things that's going to pop into your mind. Oh, and 2D Mario really redefined the industry back in the 80s. Following the smash hit that was Super Mario Bros., Nintendo released a handful of solid 2D Mario games, each of which being almost as good, if not better, than its predecessor. But as time went by, things were bound to change, and video games especially were changing rapidly. So Mario once again redefined the platforming genre with Super Mario 64. This is it. The future. After that, Mario took a break from his 2D adventures to push the boundaries of what his 3D outings could do, for better or for worse. But from 1992 to 2006, Mario did anything but 2D platform, excluding a couple Donkey Kong games or something, but we're not talking about those. So that's why when New Super Mario Bros. Hit the Nintendo DS in 2006, it was so big of a deal, they did it 4 times. Seeing a 2D Mario in 2006 was so cool because Mario returned what he was known for. And after its stellar sales, Nintendo definitely took notice because in 2009, New Super Mario Bros. Wii released. Both DS and Wii were very solid games. But only a couple years later, in 2012, 2 separate New Super Mario Bros. Games released, both of which looking incredibly similar to the other two. The New Super Mario Bros. Series was growing real stale real quick. From then on, we didn't get any word of a new 2D Mario until 2019, which honestly might have been a good thing, taking all that time to see what was causing the series to slow down and fixing. There's no way.
Yeah, so 2D Mario was in a weird state. It was time for something new, something wonderful.
In a June 2023 Nintendo Direct, a brand new 2D Mario was announced for the Nintendo Switch, and the trailer showed off a new art style, a cool new mechanic, and oh dear lord. The game was set for an October release of the same year, and following that trailer we would hear word of online multiplayer, which was a first for the 2D Mario games.
Yeah, it's safe to say I was pretty excited for this.
When Super Mario Bros. Wonder released, I made sure to download it digitally so I could play it the second it went live. And that was the most interesting thing to happen to me in 2023. Now, Mario's a series I cover pretty often on this channel. There's so much more, but I'm not going to bore you with the details. So one would assume that my review for this game would be pretty close to launch.
Yeah. I dropped the ball on that one.
But there's a reason for that, because when it comes to Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I am incredibly conflicted.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Sure, there's a lot of things that I adore about this game, but then there's a lot of other things.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an entry in the 2D Mario series that has Mario and his friends traveling to the neighboring kingdom, the Flower Kingdom, where they meet up with Prince Florian. This caterpillar dude that if I saw in real life, I would 100% step on him, no hesitation. But as per usual, their nice little outing quickly turns south when Bowser comes in and transforms himself into Prince Florian's castle. I'll give him that. I did not see that coming. Then he goes on to imprison all of the Flower Kingdom's residents for no real reason, you know, a casual Tuesday ordeal. Then Mario and his friends jump to the chance at a new adventure and they're on their way. It's about everything you'd expect from a Mario story, only this time Princess Peach doesn't get captured because she's playable here. Right off the bat, and I know I'm pointing out the obvious, but a new art style was oh so needed, and it looks so gorgeous. Everything's so wacky and cartoony, it brings an extra level of life to this game. And following that with another obvious is the controls are solid. The physics are everything you're used to, and if you haven't played Mario in over 20 years, you'll have no issues jumping back in. So as you're running through the first level and everything's running smoothly, you'll quickly realize just how weird they wanted to get with this game. And that's made pretty clear with the talking flowers.
Onward and upward. What a beautiful day. So you can get over there. Honking plants, huh?
Now, these things can be kinda funny, but sometimes it's better to just simply turn them off. I think they're fine in this game because of how weird it is, but I don't think I want to see them return again. Dang it. Moving from that, the vast character select screen is really nice, with each character shining with personality. It's so nice to see this many fun choices. Like Princess Daisy, for example, who is now playable in another mainline Mario game because her only other playable experience was locked to a $10 mobile game. But with the character select screen comes one of this game's biggest issues. 5 of the playable characters are locked to an easy mode, 4 of which being Yoshi's and 1 being Nabbit. What this means is the easy characters cannot take damage from incoming enemies. Sure, they can still die in pits, but other than that, they're pretty invincible. The Yoshis do at least have some knockback, while Nabbit just keeps running through enemies even when hit. Now, I have no issues with an easy mode. In fact, I think it's more accessible, which is nice. Where I do have issues is why is this not a toggle? I know there's some people out there who really want to play as Yoshi but don't want to be banished to the easy mode player. Or on the other side of the spectrum, people who aren't super good at the game and can't play their favorite characters because they're not the easy mode ones. The easy characters can't get power-ups either, which makes sense for Nabbit, he just steals them. But as for the Yoshis, it's clear they just didn't want to get power-up versions of these characters. Making this a toggle, I think would have just been the way easier answer, but I'll move past it for now. Now, let's talk about this game's main mechanic. The Wonderflower. What this does is transforms the level around you into all different strange and wacky things. Wonder effects can range from a huge variety of things. Honestly, it's rare to see them repeat, and that's a good thing. These make your first playthrough one of the most exciting experiences because you'll be constantly wondering what on earth can happen next. And honestly, that's great and all, until you replay the game. The Wonderflower is a lot of fun, I will not lie, but it does take a big chunk of the replay aspect out of the game, which I don't think is a bad thing for most players, but I have literally nothing else going on in my life, so yeah. I do like me some replay value. You can go back through each level and skip the Wonderflower for a new experience, but 9 times out of 10, the segments where you're supposed to have the Wonderflower active are just plain empty. But I feel like I'm being too negative about it because I don't want to understate just how fun it is the first time through. Like, genuinely seeing all the new effects keeps you on your toes, and it's a very special first playthrough. But on the topic of new things, this game also introduces the badges. You can activate one of these per level and they'll change up your moveset from giving you a vertical wall jump to something like a faster run speed. Now here's a thing that I personally do not like. In concept, I really like the idea of badges. I think they could do a little to spice up the replay aspect, but in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, these badges are typically extremely situational. 9 times out of 10, you'll end up using the Cap Glide badge or the Faster Sprint badge, because the rest of them just don't ever come in handy. But if I'm being real, I think the game is much more fun with them off. But that might just be me. But that brings us to this game's power-ups. No, I'm not talking about you yet. This game introduces a set of 3 brand new power-ups, starting off with the Bubble Flower. This lets you blow bubbles similar to the Blue Baby Yoshi in New Super Mario Bros. U, only this time you don't have to hold down the Y button the whole time. Honestly, this is one of my favorite power-ups of all time. Being able to create your own little jump platforms can be so much fun. Following that is the Drill Mushroom. This one's pretty reminiscent of Super Mario Galaxy 2's Spin Drill, only this time you can hide in the ground or ceiling. The best part about this one is the quick avoidance of enemies and the secret finding. While it's not as good as the Bubble Flower, this one is definitely a lot of fun. Then of course is the Fire Flower, a necessity. And finally we have it. Oh no. The elephant power-up kinda sucks. You can launch objects with your trunk and spray things with water. Only now your hitbox is greatly increased, you look ugly when you have it, and not once does it come in handy. There are not many Mario power-ups I hate, but this one I will actively get hit by an enemy to lose it. This isn't for me. I don't see the appeal, and it's wasted on me. I'm sorry, but I don't like this thing. But I will say, and I touched on this earlier, but the detail in this game is incredible. Whether it be through the HD rumble in the note blocks or the music changing when you're sprinting, charm and detail is packed in every nook and cranny of this colorful game. And as for the stage design, Nintendo always knows what they're doing when making Mario levels, because a majority of these are incredibly well thought out and in depth. and the rest are the challenge levels. Okay, so these levels are the same issue I've been having with a lot of Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo's big design philosophy with the Switch is being able to pick up and go, right? That's great and all, but holy crap, can we stop designing things around this philosophy? Breath of the Wild has the shrines, which are meant for quick pick up and play puzzles. Kirby in the Forgotten Land has the speedrun challenges. Mario Odyssey flooded the game with power moons so you can put it down whenever you need and only play for like 10 to 15 seconds. And I know for a fact that those are not the only games that do this. Mario Wonder follows the same structure. While sure, it may have normal stages, but like 45% of the other stages are these stupid little challenge stages that last probably like 10 to 20 seconds max. And I think it really devalues the experience. Look at this challenge, for example. I can say with all honesty that this is my absolute least favorite thing about Super Mario Bros. Wonder. These challenge levels are mostly nonsense padding that prevents you from getting to the real stuff. Sure, you could just skip most of them, but there's so darn many of them that just bogs the experience down a ton. Completely separate from that, what is up with this game's boss battles? It's all Bowser Jr.? I'm sure due to complaints Nintendo got rid of the Koopalings, but I don't think fighting Bowser Jr. every time is a better alternative. It's so sad that some worlds just don't even have boss fights. 2 of them just straight up end. While I'm on the negatives, I'm just gonna fire out the rest of the things so we can wrap up on a more positive note. So here goes. I hate that in the multiplayer the camera tracks one person. Bring back the new Super Mario Bros. Wii camera system. And why get rid of collision in multiplayer? The chaotic fun of bouncing on people's heads and throwing them off cliffs is just gone here. Okay, looks like all my complaints are out of the way. Now let me talk about the game's online mode. Playing online, you can see the shadows of real players running through the course in real time, and as you go, you can save them if they die and share power-ups with them. What I really like about this is the game rewards you with heart points. While heart points are vanity only, I really like that the game encourages helping other players. It's very charming. There's a lot of things that I really like about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and there's a lot of things that I don't. I think for a first-time playthrough, this game is great. You'll never know what to expect. But once you've played through it once, going back again is really tough because things like scripted events and challenge levels really kill any form of replay value. It's very clear that this game was not meant to be played more than once, which is why I think it's definitely a game that you should play at a friend's house or rent it. Because holy crap, apparently GameFly is still a thing?
Look, at the end of the day, calling Super Mario Bros. Wonder any less than a good game is just straight up not fair because it's great, honestly. It's a lot of fun the first time through. It's just a lot of the changes, for me personally, that they made to the 2D Mario formula, I just didn't care for. It wasn't for me. But if you like this game, I'm more than happy for you, and I definitely understand. Replayability is what I look for most.
Onward and upward. What a beautiful day. Love a good breeze. Hey, hi. You don't see that every day. Wait a sec. How'd you get over there? What are you doing? Boing. How'd you get up here? Ah, what a peaceful day. Bored, bored, bored. Something feels off. Hey, someone to talk to. Farewell, lonely days. You seeing what I'm seeing? What a pretty sunset. So, did you have a good day? I might call it a night soon. What happened to you? Here I am. I'm impressed you found me. You're all small again. Life's full of surprises. Like, tallification. Quiet days can be nice, too. Well, that's new. Wonder if I'll be tall someday, too. Phew. I'm fine. Everything's fine. So many creepy crawlies. Where do you think they come from? I love this place.
That's it. I can't take it anymore. He's left me no choice. That might have been a mistake.